Hey guys, welcome back. Now, I know I said we were gonna bugger off to Rito Village, but I decided that I wanted to try something a little different with this playthrough. Instead of going up to the west, we're gonna head up to the east and towards Goron City and Vah Rudania. I'm definitely under-leveled for this area of the map right now, but I've played this game enough times that I'm confident I'll make it up to the Divine Beast. A few game overs between here and there will just be a casualty of doing the game in the wrong order. But I suppose that's the beauty of a true open world video game. Anyway, let's get into it again. Starting out at Lanayru Tower, we can open our scope and mark the Eldin Tower and that one visible shrine on our map before we hit the road. Honestly, we can just glide down to this path and follow it the rest of the way to the Foothill Stable. I haven't taken on any Yiga clan members yet, so I decided to approach this one to see where my skill level lined up. I do rather like the sickles they drop as well. Oh, looks like I might have put that off longer than I actually needed to. I'll cut wide around these bokos to try and sneak up on at least one of them. Not exactly what I had in mind for a sneak attack, but it'll work. I was gonna fire off a few shots at the back of his head, but decided I was too close and had a better chance of landing a sneak strike. Well, didn't pull that off either. Time to brute force it. Once we make it to the Foothill Stable, we can head up this little hill to the Moakit Shrine. Metal Makes a Path is one of the easier shrines. The name alone kind of gives away exactly what you need to do. Use whatever metal you can find to build a path forwards through the shrine. It took a few minutes here to figure out exactly which rolling balls were made of stone and which were made of metal. Turns out only the ball on the far right side is metal and able to be manipulated with magnesis. We can stasis the stone in the middle as it's coming down to gain access to the path it would be rolling down before we trek up to the middle platform. We'll go over to the right and grab the rolling ball with Magnesis and just walk our way upwards with it to stop anything from rolling into us so we can get the chest. Now we can glide back down to that middle platform and continue forwards. Then we've got to grab that same metal ball and use it to block all of the stones rolling down towards us. Then we can just walk up this far left ramp while holding the metal ball in front of us, and that'll bring us to the monk. I'm not gonna bother with Cass right now, just because that's not what I want to focus on yet. So let's take Epona out of the stable and use her to get us to Eldin Tower. We're gonna lose the map about halfway there, but there's a super distinct path that will basically lead you directly to the base of the tower. Simple stuff. Right about here is where I'm going to ditch the horse and start climbing. I haven't upgraded my stamina at all yet, but if you take the right path up the rock, it shouldn't matter. I made it with no stamina potions or extra stamina wheels. Black Bocos are still a little stronger than I'd like them to be against myself still, so I'm going to try to pick one of them off from a distance before I approach. Getting a few headshots in knocks him down pretty fast, so I can glide in and take care of that other asshole. That was dangerously close to a headshot, so now you can see why I didn't want to take on two at once. Back to climbing, we can just follow the green marker on the tower that we placed earlier. Fun little tidbit about climbing in this game. If you jump while climbing when your stamina bar is in the red and almost empty, you get a little boost at the end of your jump. So if you time it correctly, you can use it to eat up the last little bit of a big climb. Okay, now that we have the map unlocked for this region, we can do a few things. We could go back to the stable and buy a few fireproof potions because I forgot to earlier, or we can keep dicking around on the mountain until we make it up to the hotter regions that we'll need specialized gear for. I think I'm gonna go with the latter. I was gonna glide back down to Epona with the intention of just following the path until I can't anymore, but I was interrupted by my first Blood Moon. Blood Moons are basically just the game's way to put enemies back on the map, so your game doesn't feel as barren as you progress and kill more monsters. This is actually one of the cutscenes that I don't mind quite so much.
Link. Be on your guard. Ganon's power grows. It rises to its peak under the hour of the blood moon. By its glow, the aimless spirits of monsters slain in the name of the light return to flesh. Link, please be careful.
I have no sense of direction, so I'm going to check my map a bunch of times to make sure I'm going the right way. Oh, fuck me. What's this guy doing here? He doesn't even go here. Okay, this time I'm gonna go around the Guardian so I can just keep beetling my way upwards. He found me almost the second I jumped off the cliff though, so that was a moot point. Let's see if we can outrun him. Great time for a Stalmoblin. I got one perfect parry in, but I missed the second, so I decided not to push my luck and just book it in the other direction. I called Epona once I was out of the Guardian's sight and was lucky that she was still close enough to hear me. Continuing up the side of the mountain, we're gonna hit the heat barrier fairly soon. Oops, there it is. Let's warp back to the Foothills stable so we can buy a few fireproof potions to get us to the Fireproof Lizard Roundup side quest. I doubt I'll need all 3 potions to make it to the Lizard Roundup location, but I know I'll need more than 1 layer of heat protection to get to Yunobo, and I don't think I'll have enough to buy any of the pieces of Flamebreaker armor sold in Goron City, so I'll buy her out just in case. I'll warp back to Eldin Tower now so I can just keep following the path the rest of the way to Goron City. But we need to go there via the southern mines because that's where we're going to find the Lizard Roundup, and the reward for completing that side quest is the chest plate of the Flamebreaker armor, which will get us to Goron City without using any more potions. I'm pretty sure this guy right here is an Igniotalus. I haven't got any ice arrows or weapons to freeze his magma parts so I can actually get to the weak spot on his back, so we're gonna cut wide around him and pray that we don't trigger him. Now we're just about at the mines and we just need to climb up this bit here. Once we make it to the mines, we're gonna crouch and start paying attention. Basically, we need 10 fireproof lizards to trade for a piece of the Flamebreaker armor. They're pretty abundant here, so if we pay enough attention and sneak around, we should be able to grab all 10 in one go. Lifting rocks is also a fast way to find them. Now that we've got all 10, we can go to Kima, the only other Hylian around, and trade your lizards for the armor that we need.
Ah!
Right about here, magma rocks are going to start falling from the sky. Now what I should have done is hang tight to the left side and hope the overhang was enough to shield me, but it didn't occur to me right away. We get this wicked scene of Varudania up on Death Mountain causing chaos for the Gorons, and I actually left some of it in, despite my hatred for cutscenes. Now you just want to keep going up this path, and you'll hit Goron City in no time. Once we find Bluto, he basically schleps the job of finding Yunobo, who was sent to fetch painkillers for Bluto's bad back and his yet to return, onto us. We basically just have to continue following the path, and we'll come across the Shea Mosa shrine before we hit the mines where Yunobo has camped out. Swinging flames couldn't be easier. See fire and leaves? Bring fire to leaves. You can even save all your weapons by notching an arrow and just not firing it. Just hold it in front of you and the tip will ignite when you get close enough to the flames. Then just re-angle yourself so the tip of your arrow is touching whatever leaves are accessible, and then cancel out of firing the arrow to extinguish it and put it away. Now, as much fumbling as I do in this fight, I actually come out without taking a hit, so that was kind of neat. Just head up the ramp from here to find a locked door and turn to your right and continue past it. We'll come back for it later. This one's easy enough too. Just stasis the lantern before firing off a few shots at it. I probably should have only hit it twice though. And then when the stasis is released, the lantern will swing itself onto the leaves behind it, igniting them and freeing the orb that you can see up top. Then keep going to step on the pressure plate to release the orb onto the wheel down below, opening the barred doorway to our left. We can grab the small key from in here and make our way back to the locked door we saw earlier and open it up to reveal the last puzzle. This one has the same shtick as the last one. Stasis the lanterns and fire away. You just need to make sure you sever the rope holding up the lantern first. And ta-da, there's the monk. That gives us 8 spirit orbs, so we can head back into the city to trade them for heart containers before continuing on to the mines. The goddess statue in Goron City is right next to Bluto's house. We can kill the Octos the same way we always kill enemies that take large breaths before spitting a projectile at you. Throw a bomb at that sucker and detonate it once he inhales it. Gruesome. The abandoned north mines aren't too bad if you pay attention to what you're doing. We basically just need to fire these cannons that are placed haphazardly around the mine at whatever enemies that we can see, and progress from platform to platform until we reach the cannon that's aimed at the very top.
Ah.
I did quite a bit more fumbling here trying to defeat these Lysels, but I got most of the bowmen at least. I tried utilizing the updraft here, but massively fudged this one. I guess I didn't get all of the bowmen. Now here we can fire the cannon as it's shifting its trajectory to destroy a second enemy camp and make things a little easier on ourselves when we head that way. Okay, let's use that same mechanic to free Yunobo here. We'll fire the cannon mid-shift to blow up the rocks blocking the cave entrance. He'll basically tell us that he got cornered by monsters and was too chicken shit to do anything about it, so he just hunkered down and waited to be rescued. Same, Yunobo.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. What am I gonna do? Monsters! They're here! They found me! Help!
I don't feel like I hate Yunobo nearly as much as most people do. I think he's just a funny little guy. He'll roll away back towards Goron City to deliver Bluto's painkillers, and from here we can basically just follow him. Don't forget to plunder the cave he was hiding in. Lots of rupees in there. Back to Bluto, and he'll thank us with a handful of fireproof elixirs, and then get on our case for not knowing who the Goron champion Daruk is. After giving us a hard time, Bluto once again schleps his job onto us. We are instructed to follow Yonobo and tell him the boss isn't up for it today. We can follow that exact same path we've been using this entire time. We'll follow it over the Stolok Bridge and continue on until the hot springs. We can pause here to regain some health in the water. If we continue on down this path and veer slightly to our left, we'll find the Daka Ko Shrine, which we can get out of the way in a hot minute. Stalled Flight is another one of those shrines that explains itself. Just use the launcher to get yourself on top of the block, and then stasis it at the peak of its ascent, and then glide onto the monk's platform. Boom, already done. After exiting, we can climb back up to the main path, and you'll find Yonobo around the corner being tormented by two moblins.
Yeah!
I'll climb up this rock face to try and get a drop on them, because I know I'm way under-leveled for this fight right now. It's easily done if you play it a little sneaky, though. I dropped in out of nowhere and got one good strike in. The rest of this fight is bound to be a lot of running and skirting. I honestly did get pretty lucky with this one, but I'd like to claim pro gamer status. Thank you. After we smack those guys around a bit, we can head back up to Yanovo and have him explain the cannons to us once again before we launch him at the Elden Bridge, bringing it down and allowing us access to Death Mountain and Vah Rudania.
Hip, hop, hop.
And that's it for the path to Goron City and getting all the way up to the little section of boarding the Divine Beast. We banged out a good few shrines, obtained some new armor, and rescued Yunobo. Twice. So now we just need to struggle our way up the volcano to actually board Rudania. Daruk's Protection is probably my least used champion ability, so we're mostly just getting him out of the way for story completion. Hope you can join me next time.